And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year, even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability. And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
Now here's James, and Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
And so it's Cleveland with it, trailing here by 8. Irving, look at that!
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Let's take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark? Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
And it's Smith penetrating. Here's Mozgov. And he uses the glass on the layup. Mozgov's got his second bucket of the game to go. Green kicks to Aldridge. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
And guys, remember LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season, but he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers? Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam. It's not possible what we just said. Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's
smokes.
one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
Shumpert gets a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 7th assist in the game.
And you can see the break slowed down for him to kind of pick his spot. And boy, was he open.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Just 4 to shoot. And stolen by Irving. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Smith, no luck. San Antonio leading by 3. And Leonard has it in the corner. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
And he can't hit the second.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best midseason. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
To the inside, Aldridge. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Aldridge kicks to Duncan. Green against Smith. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Good D by Love.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
And the Cavaliers call time here. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
Parker with the steal.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
And here's Leonard from three. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Spurs out in front. They're up by 3. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Fans, you gotta get loud. Come on, let's
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Leonard has been playing really well. He has 17 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. He's got a pair of steals.
Yeah, he's just made a lot of very heads-up plays, and his defense really has been a difference maker.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, he's playing just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Mozgov in at the 5. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Cleveland moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. From the baseline. LeBron, no luck. Spurs leading by 4.
You know, you take a look at this group of Spurs and you wonder if they've peaked. I mean, it seems you say that a lot with this team, and they prove you wrong. What Popovich said last year, he feels it might actually be the case.
Aldridge. It's rebounded by Cleveland. James dishes to Irving. Back to James. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Tim Duncan picks one up.
shooting for Cleveland.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Love comes in for Channing Frye. Smith checked in for Shumpert, and Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Love the pass to Mozgov. Out to Smith. This one for 3. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Irving. 5 points in the game. Inside. James. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. 14 points for LeBron. Well, talking about the strength of LeBron now, we saw Michael Jordan do this too. They paid a lot of attention to the body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They look more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high flying, but just as potent and as effective.
Good on both. For a long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big three, and rightfully so with all their wins, and Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big three recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition, won't they, Kevin?
Absolutely. Mozgov up top. Love outside. Kicks it to James. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. Here's Green. And stolen by Love. One-on-one here. And James throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Assist from Tony Parker. Timeout Cleveland.
Timeout called, Cleveland. And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process and learning to deal with the NBA.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson comes in for Mozgov. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Mills can't hit. The Cavaliers have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. James with it. West picks him up. They get it back. Pass to Dellavedova. Back to LeBron. David West grabs the miss.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And Simmons kicks to Anderson. It's deflected. Now Cleveland moving it up. Thompson with the ball. Love dishes to LeBron. Smith the pass to LeBron. To the middle. Love kicks to LeBron. Timeout called, Cleveland. Here's Dellavedova. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Cavaliers lead by 2. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in the pivot spot, manning the middle. Love kicks to James. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And you just look back over the career of LeBron, and you have to say he's an all-time great.